Hello, this is flaek. So flaek enables you to compose permissioned magic block flows. So you can build and run a magic block ephemeral rollup or private ephemeral rollup flows with our visual builder or API. So you can inject your runtime context and run jobs with user wallet by just integrating our SDK. Like after you might have built your flow, so you can see the flaek SDK for magic block. So you can see this is it. So you just install. After installing, you will create a flaek client. Then you will pass in your flaek API key or JWT, and then this is the base URL. So to run job, you have to pass in the operation ID. So this operation ID is gotten after you have created a flow in flaek. So that's basically how it works. So you can see this is how it works. You define your context, or you can still add this context during pipeline building, like when you are building your flow. So after it, you can see how a flow looks like. So we are still going to build an actual flow. So that's it though. So you can just get started. You can get started. We already logged in, so this should take us to the dashboard. This should take us to the dashboard. Okay, so here is the dashboard. So you can see this is the block library. Which is all the blocks that we have so far. So you can create API key here, and then this is just the credit we added for this. So each job will cost a credit. So this is an example flow. You can see this is an example flow for a game. So this is a PER flow. So you have to create a state, then create permission. This permission it defines who can should I say access the states and stuff like that. So the permission program is managed by flaek. So it is a shared program. You have to build on top of it. So you delegate the state to the ephemeral rollup. Then we can update the status on the ephemeral rollup, and then we can commit back the permission, and then on delegate. So you can see how it looks. You can see the config. If you go to advanced, you can see what we have. This is the initial game state. Then you can see the permission creation. You can see. So these are the members who have access. You can see permission account, see members. So these are the members. Yeah. So this is the delegation part where we delegate. You can see for these validators, you can choose a validator that is near where you want the game to be hosted. So that's it. You can still update states. Can update state with game state data, then commit permission. You can see, and then you can mark and delegate. So you can commit and delegate. So that's basically how it works. For now, we can save the flow. So after we can save the flow, let me give this a flow. Let me just say PER sample flow, and then we can name the contest game CTX. Okay, game CTX. So for this, I can just leave this empty because the context is already defined at the building stage. So I can save the flow. Okay, I can save the flow. So you can see the integration snippet. So this is the snippet. You can see our operation ID is already passed in automatically, and then we have our game state set up as empty array, empty string, and then this validator pop key, it can be passed in during the running period. So we can still include a selector for this pop key, so that builders can select the validators that they want to use. So that's basically how flaek works. It enables builders to add ephemeral rollups, both private and public, to their apps without writing Rust, while they depend on the shared flaek program. So that's it. you can see we can just close it up. We can go to flows. You can see the flows that we have per, then we can still view it again. You can still load up the snippet. You can still load up the snippet and run as needed. So that's it. You can see we are yet to actually run any flow, so that's why our run is still like empty at this point. So we will keep improving, and then like trying to add more features and like make the flow less flaky. So that's all about Flake. Thank you.